President Trump's federal takeover of Washington, D.C. with National Guard troops expired last week, but now he's threatening to once again call a national emergency here in the nation's capital.
Trump took to his Truth Social platform, writing in part, "It has been a beautiful thing to watch." But now, under pressure from the radical left Democrats, Mayor Muriel Bowser, who's presided over this violent criminal takeover of our capital for years, has informed the federal government that the Metropolitan Police Department will no longer cooperate with ICE in removing and relocating dangerous illegal aliens. He continues, "To the people and businesses of Washington, D.C., don't worry, I am with you and won't allow this to happen. I'll call in a national emergency and federalize if necessary."
Now, this comes after Congress did not vote to extend the 30-day emergency, with Speaker Mike Johnson calling it not necessary. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser has been somewhat supportive of what Trump refers to as the, quote, D.C. crime crackdown. As of this morning, the mayor hasn't publicly responded to Trump's post, but she said last week that she expects things to return to the status quo, meaning local police will no longer assist or provide information to ICE. She explained, quote, "Immigration enforcement is not what MPD does, and with the end of the emergency, it won't be what MPD does in the future."
Just yesterday evening, Trump signed a separate order to send the National Guard to Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis had the highest violent crime rate of any major American city last year, and Trump's called it deeply troubled. He's using Washington, D.C. as an example of why Memphis should also welcome National Guard troops, and he suggested that cities like St. Louis and Chicago may be next. So, sending the troops to someplace where, haven't you said that? Why aren't we handling the big crime areas? Well, this is the big one. So you must be pretty happy.
You know what? I would love for Memphis to get federal assistance in any way they want to do to bring crime down. I think that most people across both sides of the aisle would like to see crime go down. What I don't understand is why we're skipping over local leadership to get this done. There are mayors and governors that we need to have conversations with to see what they also need. It's not just what Trump wants to do. That's the recurring issue of today, that Trump wants to do something, he doesn't like something, and he just does it his way or the highway executive order style. The same thing in D.C. It was an emergency that, to me, my argument to you was that was not more of an emergency than Memphis is, but he sent troops here, and we said, okay, it's done. You said Mayor Muriel Bowser was cooperating more than most other Democratic mayors, and now she's like, the executive order is done, and unless you push this through Congress the right way, which for some reason Mike Johnson doesn't think is a good next step, okay, well then we should not keep federal troops here if it's not going through Congress. You don't just have unlimited executive branch authority to continue to do this. Like, he needs to not call it an emergency anymore and find a long-lasting, like we talked about from when it started, solution to crime in D.C. if that's really a priority of his presidency, which requires Congress.
And I have many times given some ideas for what they can do in terms of getting the crime lab running on ballistic evidence, hiring more homicide detectives, hiring more beat cops. Local cops can't rely on the national troops forever, doing more of that kind of thing, sending them into the area across the river, Anacostia, where there's most of the crime. These are all things they can do. Patrol the public green spaces, make sure there aren't tent encampments, get mentally ill people into facilities or just out of the parks. These are all things that can be done and require more resources for the local police, and I hope they get them. What it sounds to me like is that Mayor Bowser doesn't want, or the groups that put pressure on her don't want immigration cooperation, don't want the federal troops identifying people for deportation, don't want to assist in that. I'm not sure why the local police can decide not to cooperate with federal immigration authorities, because immigration is a federal issue, but okay.
I know, but so if Muriel Bowser, you were commending her a couple weeks ago, like, look how she's responding. It seems amenable.
Doing her best.
Doing her best.
She's got to keep Trump happy. She's got to keep radical left Democrats on the city council happy.
However you said it, I don't want to overstate. You said it was fine. Her response was fine, as opposed to other mayors, correct?
It's optimal given her position and where she's
fine. So that we'll go with optimal.
It's fine.
We'll go with optimal. So if she is treating him amicably and has an optimal response, why then does the President of the United States go to Truth Social and try to berate her into cooperation?
No.
That is not appropriate. Like, if you and I are working together and you think I'm doing a decent job, then you going to a public platform and trying to condescend any position that I might have taken when somebody asked me a question.
That was the nice guy approach.
Yeah, but why?
He said
though?
she was.
Why?
He didn't say it was her
He
fault.
can call her. He literally can call her. They live in the same area of town. They can call each other and get this done, as opposed to trying to publicly embarrass her into cooperation, because she's in a position that puts her at a rock and a hard place. I mean, D.C. is different than any other location across the U.S. Federal authorities have more access of governance in this area of the world. So it's just very much a different situation. So that she's in an uncomfortable position. But instead of working with somebody who's treated you well, you berate her on Truth Social so that she can bend the knee once again. And it's just like, why treat people like that? At the very minimum, working with local government is the solution. And it might not be all of what Trump wants, but if they come together, we can do 3 of these things, 3 local things, try them all 6 out, and spend the same amount of money that we will to send the National Guard in.
Even Bowser and Mario collaborate in some of the games, some of the car racing.
Are you saying that
games.
because of her last name?
Yeah, I'm just saying something funny. I've been playing a lot of my Nintendo Switch 2 these days. Just some humor. Yeah, I know. So funny, so original.
I know we didn't talk about this, but I wanted to just bring this up, this TikTok situation that, it might be saved after all. Yes. President Trump is saying TikTok might not go away.
Save TikTok. Young people everywhere will thank him.
So I think that we should have a new nickname for President Trump, as I read this story last night. Do you want to know what it is?
Sure.
Tick-Taco. Oh, because he said that the Chinese government has until Wednesday to get this sorted out. They did nothing, and he's going to meet with Xi on Friday, meaning that he Tick-Taco. Trump is always chickening out. So here we go. We're going to bring it back to Tick-Taco, because we'll talk about this maybe tomorrow. I had a lot to say about this. We're not talking about it today.
You should do a lens on it, but we
will, maybe I'll do a lens on it.
Trump didn't want to get rid of it in the first place.
Yeah, so he Tick-Taco. That's what I'm saying. He said that I'll ban it. You don't want to do that.
No, he doesn't. He's never wanted to ban it. Democrats wanted to ban it. Some Republicans wanted to ban it. He has dramatically saved it. He's trying to save it. Now, I don't know how you can just keep delaying the implementation of a law that Congress passed and the previous president signed, but I don't want it banned either. So,
you love TikTok?
I don't use it at all. I love free speech.
Well, he said that China had till Wednesday, and he's talking to China for the first time on Friday. So it's called not following through with these harsh demands, and Tick-Taco is going to be the name for today, and that's it. We have a lot more to talk about on Rising. Stay with us.